get started with Maria.
Hi. First of all, let me try my microphone. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, go ahead.
Great. What would you say were the key aspects of tonight's loss? I mean, it was a very close game. I mean, what do you think you can do better thinking about the next game?
Come out from the beginning, play harder.
We'll move over to Justin Russo.
Hey, Pat. The team once again got out to a slow start, falling behind by 9 early and then 24 in the second. Is it just an effort issue, or is it just like little things that you're seeing that might be attributing to this?
I don't know.
Move over to Tomer.
Hey, Pat, just curious, how much has Coach Ty been instilling the pace and you know, the driving to the paint and kicking out from there?
Every day.
Does he catch you mid-game sometimes trying to, you know, instill that in you mid-game at all?
Not only me, but the whole team.
Thanks. Do we have any more questions? All right, we got Miriam. Go ahead.
Hey there, Pat. Talk to me about like keeping shooting. I know you guys were all collectively pretty cold early, but kind of shot yourselves back into it. And also just kind of, what do you make of these wild swings?
Play harder.
Jakob Poeltl is out there.
We'll go over to Andrew Grives.
Hey, Pat. Obviously, this season, you guys have, as a defense, have allowed quite a few three-pointers. And I know Dan Craig's defenses in Miami, that was kind of a feature of those defenses too. Is this sort of a defense this year where a lot of it's kind of live and die on how the opponent shoots threes?
No. Living down how hard you play from beginning to end. I think that's what any team.
Okay.
On any basketball game.
Thanks, Pat.
And we got one more from Kyrie Jones Jr. Go ahead, Kyrie.
What's happening, Pat? Even though despite the loss, you were still 6 for 9 from the three. Can you elaborate on like what do you equate that to? How you be working hard on your three?
They double teamed Kawhi. He made some passes. I made shots tonight. Nothing special. We lost.
On that last possession too, as well. Kawhi went to the basket and he was wide open. Like, would you suggest that he, you know, take the shot next time instead of kicking it out when he was like basically right there?
No, he's one of the greatest players to ever play basketball. He made the right play.
For sure.
Thanks, Pat. That's all the questions we got for you. Have a good night. Appreciate it. Hey, Coach.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. We're going to go ahead and get into questions. We'll start with Justin Russo.
Hey, Coach. Good evening. So far this season, granted it's a small sample size, you guys came in dead last in pace, and tonight was another low-paced game. Would you like the team to play faster? And is playing faster something that will come with time as the players fully grasp the system?
I think it'll come with time. You know, right now, you know, we have a second best half court offense in the league, so I think that's what's kind of keeping us up. But you know, like I said, we're not really getting the easy baskets in transition. So we got to, you know, try to do a better job with that at advancing the ball, getting it up early.
Thanks. We'll move over to Tomer.
Hey, Ty, Pat was talking about effort as being one of the main reasons for you guys coming out short a couple of times to start this season. Is it as simple as that?
Like tonight, I just thought, you know, they got off to a good start, fast start. And then once again, we was, you know, digging ourselves out of a hole. And then when Patty Mills came into the game, he kind of opened it up for those guys the way he was shooting the basketball. And he had 26 points in transition. So we wasn't making shots early, and they was getting out early and attacking us, you know, pretty quick in the transition.
Can you pinpoint any reason as to why you've had a couple of these sort of really slow starts where the opponent gets out to a 9, 11-point lead to start?
I wish I had the answer right now. It wouldn't happen. But, it happens. We missed shots. I think early on, we set up for the 3-point shot too early. I think Serge took 2 early ones, and I think we had 1 more instead of attacking the basket with them not having too much shot blocking in there. So the way we start the games, I think offensively has a lot to do with our defense.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tomer. We'll go over to Andrew.
Hey, Ty. Obviously, when you're missing Paul and you're already down Marcus, that those non-starter minutes are going to be really tough. But what would you feel like maybe could have been done differently tonight when Kawhi's off the floor?
What could have been done differently?
Yeah, or just better from the reserves.
I just thought it was more so defensively. I think, the bench, I think, scored 57 points, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to keep looking down. But, when Patty Mills comes into the game and scores 27 points off the bench, it's pretty tough. So I think, our bench, with them guys coming in, we want to make sure we locked in on the defensive end first, and then the scoring will come.
And then it looked like in Dan Craig in Miami, those defenses as a choice, as a feature, they allowed a lot of 3-pointers, and you're doing that this year too. Is that something that we're just hoping to pack the paint and kind of live and die with how opponents shoot from deep?
Well, no, just trying to shrink, take away the paint and then get back out to close out the 3-point shooters, I think is our philosophy. And if we protect the paint and we can do both, we have to try to do that. But Patty Mills' shots wasn't, from shrinking the floor. It was more so in transition, coming off screens, pick to picker, pick and roll when our bigs weren't up like we're supposed to be. So I would attribute to those threes to that.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. We'll go to Cam.
Hey, Coach. Will you talk about albeit in the loss, Patrick Beverley's performance tonight? Man, 70% from the floor, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Will you elaborate on what that meant to the game?
It was big. I think in that second half, and he was 6 for 9 from 3. I thought, like I said, like he moved the basketball. He had 8 assists. Kawhi had 10. We had 29, assists as a team. And then 13 turnovers. So, I thought we got some good shots. I thought we moved the ball. I thought Kawhi read when he was trying to double team and mix the game up on him. He made the right play. But overall, Pat was good defensively and offensively tonight.
He seemed to have a rhythm going tonight. Any reason you didn't have him on the floor right there in the last final seconds of the game?
Because I had Reggie inbound the basketball.
Okay, thank you.
Move over to Jonathan.
Hey, Coach. You spoke about the Spurs having 26 fast break points. What was the reason for that? Is it a matter of just not getting back, or was it the shots you guys took, or was it?
I have to look at it, but I think more so when we missed, they just got it up, fast. I thought they blew the ball up the court with pace, with Patty Mills. Thought Lonnie Walker did it, DeJounte did it, DeMar did it, and it put us in scramble situations, and we weren't able to get back.
Thanks, Coach. That looks like all the questions we have for you tonight.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night, sir. All right, we'll get started with Tomer. You can go ahead.
Hey, Kawhi. You guys have gotten off to some really slow starts the last couple of games. You guys are down maybe 2-11 or 9-0. Why is that? What can you attribute that to? Why is that happening?
Believe that. We just started off to a great start last game. So, we was up 20-something in the first half.
But there have been a couple instances where you guys are getting out to, big holes early on.
I think the only game was tonight and maybe Utah. But I mean, just tonight, talking about tonight, we didn't come out with no urgency. The Spurs played harder than us in that first quarter. We really didn't touch the paint at all on the offensive end. We got some quick shots up, and then from there we started to build and get a rhythm.
Thanks. We'll go over to Justin Russo.
Hey, Kawhi. This is your third game this season with at least 7 assists and no turnovers. how do you feel that your playmaking has grown from where you first started in the NBA to where it is now?
I mean, it's grown a lot. You know, coming into the league, nobody knew who I was. Was nothing expected of me. And, you know, I'm not getting the ball. And, you know, now, you know, I'm able to, you know, touch the ball a lot more, getting some pick and roll, getting some isolation situations, and just finding my guys. But the big thing is, you know, my teammates are knocking down shots, and that's how you get an assist. So I give them the credit. You know, I thank them for making the shots.
Thanks, Justin. We'll go over to Beth. You can go ahead, Beth.
Hey, Kawhi, what kind of look did you get on that last shot?
I didn't hear you.
What kind of look did you get on that last shot of the game?
Shot a 3, fade away.
We'll go over to Cam.
Will you talk about Pat Beverley's performance tonight? He was 70% from the floor, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. What that meant to your team today?
It was great. You know, he was pushing the pace in transition, getting to the paint, throwing it out to shooters. We knocked down shots for him. He was very active on defense, also crashing those offensive rebounds, trying to get us an extra attempt up, and, you know, locked in on defense. You know what I mean? He playing hard.
Thank you.
We'll go over to Ohm. You can go ahead.
Kawhi, I'm not sure if you heard of the news today, but the officer who shot Jacob Blake, he's not facing any charges for the shooting. And I was wondering, this was such a big deal for NBA players at the time. I was wondering what your reaction was and if you guys talked about it as a team with any of the players today.
I mean, you know, just time again, you know, it keeps happening. You know, we're still doing things to better the community and trying to get some better laws for the officers with those firearms. But I mean, it's sad. It's sad. You know, it's hard to think about. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Is there anything else that you guys can do? I know this was an issue for players, like trying to, you know, have your voices heard, but then you see this happen. Is there anything else you guys can do?
Just when the votings come out on those laws, just try to, you know, be educated. You know, we could, you know, talk to the city or state senates and, you know, try to change some things, like I said, but it takes time. You know, and, you know, hopefully in the future we could, you know, get these guys to stop releasing fire on us. It is sad.
Thank you.
And then we'll go to the final question we got time for, Andrew Greif.
Yeah, just building off that, Kawhi, do you feel, because of your visibility and your kind of role in this community, having lived here, do you feel any kind of added responsibility to talk about this, to raise it with your teammates, to try to find tangible next steps for how to keep similar events from happening?
It's the shooter. And we got to change the people that's in a uniform, pretty much. I can't change people's thoughts. We gotta get those people out those uniforms, like I said. But the only thing we could do is you know, change what we could change, do what we could do in our communities to, you know, just keep educating people about the officers. And I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm not a politician, but like I said before, I'm gonna just keep doing what I can do to educate the young men, Black young men, and the communities I grew up in, and, you know, in LA, the whole California, just keep moving out. So, but we gotta change the shooters, man.
And then when you guys were in the bubble, obviously you guys had the opportunity. You were all there, like all right there. You can all talk about it that one night. How much harder is it to get consensus among players or even among your own teammates when you're spread out? You can't be around each other as often. Has that been more difficult?
It's not hard. I mean, if we want to talk about it, social media, you could talk to somebody in New York. It's all types of apps, FaceTime, text messaging. That's how you could keep communicating. We don't all have to be in one room to do it.
Thanks, Kawhi.
Thanks, Kawhi. That's all we have for you tonight. Have a good evening.